Hey y'all, it's more back here again, and this is a little bit of a different video. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, but I decided to do one because I was like, it's just convenient, and I have what I need in order to do one. And you're probably wondering, Trent, what is it that you haven't done in a while? Well, it's gonna be a mukbang, and this is gonna be a little bit different of a mukbang. I'm gonna try to eat all this ice cream within this mukbang. So yeah, this is an ice cream mukbang or mukbang. That's what it's actually called. I don't know why I said mukbang. It's called a mukbang. But the last one I did, I was eating like I think Indomie noodles, and they're really good. I'm not gonna lie, they're really good. But I decided to go and do this mukbang because why not? It's something different. I haven't done one in a while. The only thing is that I hope it's not risky to maneuver eating this ice cream while trying to talk. But really just diving in, what I have here is and I'm going to let you all see. I know you're probably wondering, why do they look so different from each other? Well, I'm going to answer that. I have some Bluebell right here. I have some Ben and Jerry's. Now this Bluebell, this is like the regular homemade vanilla. It's a classic. I know, like, I watched this video not too long ago. It was a video of Moist Critical, or penguins, and it was I don't know who the other guy was, but they were eating ice cream and rating them on a tier list, and they kept rating the Bluebells like the highest flavor, which I found was like, or the highest ice cream, which I found was like really funny, because my family's always eating Bluebell, and Bluebell's really like a Southern staple, to be honest. Like, if you haven't eaten Bluebell, I don't really know what you're doing. But what I will say is that I have some Bluebell and I have some Ben and Jerry's. Now, Ben and Jerry's only comes in pints, so that's why it looks like that, because I literally scooped it out of the pint. But this Bluebell, I had to work for it because it was not coming out of that gallon bucket. Like, I don't know what it was, but it just didn't want to come out. And so I was just sitting there like scooping, trying to get it to all like stick and stay together, but it wouldn't stick and stay together. So I don't know what the world happened, but yeah, this is actually strawberry cheesecake Ben and Jerry's. And the reason why I have it is because of this. Now, if you all don't know, I work at Walgreens, and there's always this 2 for $9 special on Ben and Jerry's. And I don't know, man. Like, it started like, I think last month, and I just kept buying Ben and Jerry's. And the reason why I've been limiting myself to only like 2 per time that I buy it is because I want to treat myself. It is a good thing to treat yourself, but you never want to overdo it. And that's what I've learned in my life. I've always been kind of like, I wouldn't even say stingy with my money, but I'm just strategic with how I use my money. And so I don't really like spending carelessly and just going on a shopping spree. I will admit, like, over the past few months, I've been kind of, buying some shoes. Not a whole lot though. Like, I'm really not a sneakerhead. I don't want a lot of shoes. I feel like having a lot of shoes is kind of pointless, to be honest. And really, I'm just very conscious of how I spend my money. But I know that I got rid of a lot of clothes recently, and I need to buy just a couple more clothes just to sort of fill in the gap and, upgrade my arsenal, as I would say. And I did that, but really, you don't want to overdo it. You never want to over-treat yourself. You want to treat yourself enough. And that's a video that I definitely plan on making as well. But, it's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while. And, the reason why I bring that up is because, like I said, with the Ben and Jerry's, I've been treating myself to it. But it's like, I don't want to overdo it. But the reason why I have been treating myself to it is because I know I'm probably going to be giving up ice cream eventually. Like, for example, my brother, he gave up ice cream like a while ago, years ago. And he did it so he could like lose some weight. And he did it. And it just, the pounds were dropping off of him apparently when he stopped eating ice cream. But I work out a lot. And really what I've noticed is that from eating all this ice cream, and I've only been buying 2 pints at a time because of that 2 for $9 sale. And eating all that ice cream, like, it really hasn't added any weight. So, like, I've literally been stagnant with my weight, which is so odd. And so I've been the same weight for like consistent months or weeks upon weeks. And yeah, very weird, but that's what's happening with me. And so I work out a lot. I've been working out like every day because another thing about me, y'all, I've been working 6 times a week. and I'm working 2 jobs. And you're probably wondering, Trent, what are you doing? You're probably overworking yourself. I mean, maybe, but at the same time, it's keeping me active, giving me something to do. Like I'm literally almost active. Like, well, yeah, I'll be honest, I'm active every single day. Like I work out literally every single day, just about. So it's pretty funny, and that's why honestly, I'm probably not gaining any weight from eating all this ice cream, but I am enjoying myself. And another reason why is because, see, when I'm in college, my college, man, you might as well nickname my college McDonald's, like the cafeteria at least. And the reason why I say this is because our ice cream machine was either consistently broken or it would just be shut off really early, right? Because our cafeteria will close at like 7, and the ice cream machine would already be off by like, I don't know, 6:30 or really early, to the point where it's like no one even, they were able to get their ice cream. And so one thing I will give my school props on though is that when we didn't have our ice cream machine working, they would buy like a bunch of Blue Bunny frozen treats and a bunch of like other frozen ice cream treats, and they would just pile that up in a freezer, which was really convenient, really cool. And people would definitely take something to go. They were really good, you know. But as you read in the title as well, I want to remind you all to chill. You know, take some time to chill, relax, but don't overdo it. You know, I think that's the thing we say, you know, do things in moderation. And it's the same thing with relaxation. You know, relaxation can become dangerous if you overdo it, because you can eventually lose your rhythm of simply just being active, you know, working your mind out, working your body out. And it's a dangerous thing, don't get me wrong. Like, you can really get into trouble, like, just by getting too comfortable. Like, there's nothing wrong with trying to get to a point or status of being comfortable in your life, but just don't overdo it to where there's a state of over comfortability, you know, because sometimes the more comfortable you are, the less of a work ethic that you'll have, you know. You don't work as hard for what you want, or you don't feel like you have to. You don't feel like you need to. And that just alone, you know, it's just dangerous. You know, that's why I've always been conscious of even like a prime example was this. I'm going to take a little bit of my ice cream. By the way, do you all ever like chew ice cream? Like, I don't know, like my oldest brother, he has a way of eating ice cream. He always chewed it, which was pretty funny. But to get back on pace, get back on topic, you know, doing things in moderation. Like, I play video games still, but my parents always raised me to only play video games on the weekends, unless I had a break. You know, when I was on school break or, you know, anything like that, I could play throughout the week, but even at that, I couldn't play every day, and I still don't. And the irony of that was that when I got in college, I still practically kept up the same type of schedule. Like, I only played video games on the weekend, or if I had basically a good break, I had like nothing to do, I'd play video games then. And that's really a matter of work ethic, but then also it's a matter of, I would say, routine. You know, you get used to something, you really just keep it up. You know, you don't really give it up. And so I think that's really what happened to me, is I got so used to it to the point where I was like, man, why should I quit now? You know, it may be a little bit different once I'm completely done with school, but as of now, it's something I still practice. But seriously, y'all, it can really help you out, really. Another thing I want to talk about, a reminder to eat ice cream. You know, if you're lactose intolerant, you might want to find a lactose, you know, kind of ice cream or variety of ice cream. Do that. Because ice cream, I don't know, man, like, it's all right today. It's like things just align. I went downstairs today and Food Paradise was on, and the topic was ice cream. And they were showing all the ice cream and how it's made. And they even showed Ben and Jerry's, which was really interesting. It's like, isn't that strange that stuff just lines up, man? Like, I've been saying recently in life, it's interesting to see how certain things just align together. And it's definitely questionable, but I've always told people, and some of y'all may disagree with me on this, but I think this is something significant, okay? Certain things in your lifetime just almost seem bound to happen, or if not everything that you encounter is bound to happen. Everything that you do, decide, think about is bound to happen. It just didn't happen yet, you know? And I truly believe that. Like, I once had a conversation with two of my classmates, and this was 11th grade year, you know, before the pandemic and all that. And what happened was we had this conversation, and we were just talking about time, you know, talking about time and life. And I was saying, you know, I feel like everything's bound to happen. Like, no matter how you say it, like, the stuff that happens, it just seems like it's bound to happen. And I've been saying that for a while. I don't know, like, and I could be crazy. I know I'm a crazy guy, but I know I'm a weird guy as well. But I don't know, I just feel like things are just bound to happen, you know? No matter no matter how you put it, what way you say it, I just feel like everything's bound to happen. I really do. Even like the very things that this world goes on into, and I know it's a little weird phrasing I just said, but all the things that happen in this world, you know, the things that we as a world, you know, we go through, you know, the things we go through, the conflicts, the wrongs, the rights, you know, the highs, the lows. It seems like everything's just bound to happen for a purpose, you know. And like I said, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I really do feel like everything in our lives is just bound to happen, you know. And I feel like that's something that you'll understand, especially as you keep living, you know. Whether it's stuff like, and this is another topic that I'm going to talk about as well, whether it's your love life, whether it's your, you know, your mental health, as you know, this world is so obsessed with nowadays. That's another thing I'm going to talk about as well in another video. It's like my biggest problem with mental health nowadays, but it's definitely become an obsession now in society. Like, mental health is just, it's the recent craze, you know. It's the biggest thing people are crazed about. And even like something like that, something as simple as the mental health craze or crisis, was that not bound to happen? You know, isn't it strange that this has become a relevant thing now, but it's never been as relevant in the past? Did it really take a pandemic, or some people may say a bandemic? Did it really take that to happen just for people to become more concerned about mental health? I think it's weird. And that's why I say, like, even something as simple as that, doesn't it seem bound to happen? Like, all these athletes around the same time are talking about the same crisis. I think it's so interesting. But that's why I say, like, certain things just seem like they are so close knit and ready to happen, you know? Another thing, you know, not thinking about, y'all, I will say this about Ben and Jerry's. I do tend to chew Ben and Jerry's because, as I was even watching on Food Paradise today, they were explaining how they put these chunks in the stuff and they put all these combinations. And it's very true. Like, they put a lot of chewable things in Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And not only Ben and Jerry's, but even in ice cream in general, there's chewy things in ice cream. So maybe that explains why people chew ice cream too. But even like, look, this conversation that I'm having with you all, was it not bound to happen? Like, I know some of y'all, like I said, some of y'all, man, I've been having some strange conversations. Like I say, I've been working 6 days a week. And so I'm interacting with people. I'm really actually like working with kids now. And as you all know as well, maybe you all really don't know, but I've been working at Walgreens for almost 3 years now. And speaking of ice cream, I'm going to tell y'all a quick story too. It's just like, it's interesting to see the reactions and the different interactions that you have. And I truly feel like those things are bound to happen. Like, I do, you know. Like I said, I know I sound crazy, but I'm telling you all, a lot of things in your life, you're going to wake up one day and be like, that really happened. You're going to think about what Trenton Moore said. Is everything about to happen? You know? And like working retail, I just had some situations to where I was just like, dude, what the world just happened? Like, the more you live sometimes and different work that you do, it's like, for example, retail. And another thing for me, y'all, like, I always had a close connection to psychology and the mind and the study of it, the study of the mind and how we think. And I'm actually double majoring now in data science and psychology, and I'll be minoring in art. And I don't know, I've always had this close connection to psychology and the human mind from a very young age. You know, I've always been obsessed with the mind. And it's because I think I had such an expansive mind from such a little kid. And as such a little kid, excuse me. And one of the things that I noticed, like working retail, is that retail is a good form of work for people who may be majoring in psychology. Like just to be able to like work with people, understand people, have people from a variety of different backgrounds, and really just this idea of interacting with random people. You know, you can pick up on the most like strangest things. You know, me working retail, I was able to really pick at people's brains sometimes, because I would shock people when I remember the last thing that they bought in the store, or I remember what they did when they were in the store. I remember all types of stuff, and I have a good memory too. And so that would always scare people a lot. Or I think it wouldn't necessarily scare them, but it would make them go like, how do you remember that? Like that was months ago. Or that was like a long time ago. Or like, how do you remember that detail about my girlfriend? Like stuff like that. And I really would pick up on it. Like I once told this dude that, hey, we have this bubbly in stock. I mean, I know your girlfriend only likes the grapefruit flavor. And he looked at me, he was like, you know, Trenton, you're really good at this. I was like, I just have good memory. You know, I once told a couple, and it's funny, like I've noticed, it's crazy, man. Like you get used to seeing people and you get to remember their names and stuff. And I once told this couple, I was like, yeah, like you all were in here trying to buy coffee ice cream last time you were here. And they were like, what? And the girlfriend was just like, that was a long time ago. I was like, yeah, it was. But speaking of ice cream, like I said, isn't it ironic that ice cream keeps getting, you know, brought up? It's kind of weird. Was that not bound to happen? I don't know. But what happened was this. One night, I'm at the register, and this man walks in the store with his backpack on. And I'm checking out this couple, you know, and I'm trying to get their, you know, stuff bagged up. And he walks in, and I look at him, he looks at me, and I say, you know, hey, welcome to Walgreens. Because I'm it's funny, I'm one of like the only people that says like, welcome to Walgreens, you know. And I said, you know, welcome to Walgreens. And he looks at me, and he has like this country accent. It was so funny. Like to this day, it's the most hilarious thing. Because I do this country accent for fun sometimes, but this is legitimately what he sounded like. And he walks in, right? And he walks in, and you know, I tell him, hey, welcome to Walgreens. And he goes, do y'all sell ice cream? And I said, yes, sir. I was like, he's like, oh, where is it? I'm like, well, sitting back by the coolers. And like the couple, they just bust out laughing. I started laughing too. And it's just because he has such a funny accent. You know, he walks in like, say, do y'all sell ice cream? And I'm just like, what? But at the same time, though, what was so ironic was when he got to the register, him and I had a very good conversation. Like he was telling me how he was kicked out of Walmart, apparently. I don't even know why he was kicked out. I think he said maybe they thought that he was stealing, but the irony was that he bought his items. So it just, it's crazy, man. Crazy world we live in. But apparently, I don't know why he was kicked out. And like I said, he was the coolest guy, man. He just told me, you know, he's like, you know, some buddies and I were about to go watch the fireworks. And the reason why he said that it looked like, I guess they assumed that he was going to steal, was because he had a backpack on and stuff like that. But he legitimately didn't steal anything, you know. I've been telling people lately, you really have to expect the unexpected, but really think about all the possibilities in life. Because there's so many possibilities in different scenarios that you can really think about, right? And it was just odd that he brought that up, because when I think about stealing, anyone can steal. You really can't judge a book by its cover when it comes to stealing. You know, you can have this elderly, nice looking woman who seems very friendly. She could be easily the next person that's going to steal. You know, you could have a businessman, or you could have a person that appears to be a businessman. He's dressed in a suit and you think, oh, he's going to buy his item. He might walk right out the store, you know. But like I said, the irony was that he bought his items, and while he was buying his items, he was just telling me, you know, hey, you know, some buddies and I are going to go watch the fireworks. Because I think it might have been like, I don't know if it was like 4th of July last year, or maybe it was like New Year's. I think it was it had to be 4th of July, because New Year's would have been packed. And yeah, he came in, he just, you know, like I said, y'all sell ice cream? And I'm like, yes. And he buys a whole gallon. So like he was gonna share. And he had a root beer, and they were gonna make root beer floats and watch the fireworks. And that was pretty cool. You know, he told me that. So I was like, hey man, you have a nice night. So it's just like, you really never know who you may interact with, you know. Because I've had definitely some interesting interactions working at retail. If you want to hear some more about that, let me know in the comment section. But sort of almost reaching the end of this video. I don't know, I might stop this video at 30 minutes, maybe not. But last time I'm talking about my love life, man. You know, I'm getting older. I'm only turning 20 this year. But like I said, it's so odd, because people always assume that I'm like so old. They're like, oh, well, really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I shouldn't say so old, but they assume that I'm older. Like they think I'm like 30 something and late 20s. I'm like, dude, I'm not that old. Like, and I've always had this joke recently where I've been like, hey, I'm like 1,000 years old. Or I'll be like, hey, do you think I'm 1,000 years old? And like, the person will literally say yes. And I guess because of how old I act, and I guess how much of an old soul I am, but old soul, excuse me, that I am. Was that error bound to happen? I don't know. Let me know what you think. But like I said, it's a little joke that I tell sometimes. But I am turning 20 this year. I'm currently 19, and I don't know. You all know I don't like really tell you all what my birthday is. I don't like doing that. But I'm turning 20 this year, and I don't know, man. You know, I'm working with these kids. They're always so concerned with my love life. I don't know why, but I guess it's the interest of kids and children. Like they want to know from your perspective, being older, like, hey, do you have a love life? Because I've been thinking about it. You know, love is something that we are literally, it's ingrained in our minds as we start this journey called life. You know, love is one of the main emotions or concepts that we are taught from a conceptual standpoint, right? At a very young age, right? When you're born, what do your parents tell you? Well, we were in love and we had you, you know, stuff like that. And it's so interesting to see how love is literally drilled into our society from such a young age, because of things also such as movies, film, media, storytelling, school, right? Love is literally pictured everywhere. Crazy. It's pictured within animals. It's pictured within books, everywhere, literally. And the reason why I wanted to say this as well, y'all, my cat is beside me and her head is leaning over. I wanted to slump down. But the reason why I wanted to bring emphasis on that was because, I don't know, like when we turn 20, sure, I'm getting older, I'm getting even closer to being a legal adult. But I have been thinking about it, like, do I really want a girlfriend? And that's something that I just don't know yet, you know? Because there's definitely been points in my life where I felt lonely, but I didn't know if I wanted a girlfriend, you know, just to sort of close that gap on that loneliness. I kind of feel like that's the one thing about having I think it's the one thing about having a significant other. You don't just want a significant other just to use them to close your loneliness or use them to better yourself. But in reality, that's what certain people's motives really are for love, right? It's certain people's motives for love are really a lot more self-centered rather than considerate, which is odd because love is this concept of becoming one, not necessarily loving for one person. You know, you're becoming one, but you're still loving for you and that other person, right? But I don't know. I really don't know. I don't. I don't know. It's like because, like I said, loneliness is something that I feel like everyone feels at one point in their life, and a desire for love is something that I feel like certain people feel and certain people don't feel. You know, the reality is that certain people are going to be totally fine with dying alone and never finding love. Certain people are going to be totally fine with being completely introverted to the point where they can last all day by themselves, right? The rest of their lives by themselves. And that's just simply how certain people are. And that's fine. That is completely fine. And I definitely, like I said, I definitely understand why people could get used to that. But I definitely say in a nutshell, to answer your question, or to answer the question, I do feel like that's definitely the irony of a love life, is that it's a questionable thing. So really an update on my love life is that I don't have one. I know it may sound a little bit depressing or a little sad, but it is what it is. It's not really that bad, you know? So that's why I say it's like, our love life is something that, I don't know, people are always been interested in. Another reason why is because like people have never seen me with a girlfriend. And that was something that was so funny. Like in high school, people would always be like, man, I want to see Trenton in a relationship. And I think really that's almost like that, almost as I've stated, like, it's odd how much we put celebrities on this pedestal and almost on this examination table of watching their relationships. And it's interesting that we do the same thing to even the people that we don't consider to be celebrities. You know, it's rather interesting, is it not? That ice cream, I almost say ice cream sliding down my chin. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting that people are so captivated, so fascinated by one's love life. And I don't know, man. Like I say, 'cause I'm not gonna lie. Like recently, in times past, I did really consider getting a girlfriend, but things went south. I'm not gonna lie. You know, with the girl that I was talking to, we were talking for a long time, man. Like I even hate thinking about it sometimes because it felt so good to be true, man. Like it was too good to be true. I'm not gonna lie. And like things could still work out with this girl, but I just don't know. Like I don't want to give you all too many details because I like keeping my love life private as well, you know. That's one thing I say, like, if I ever do get a girlfriend, I just want a private relationship. And that's another thing that I'll talk about as well, like having a private relationship and why that's a lot better than an open, not an open relationship that you're sharing with more than one partner, but an open relationship that's like public, or public relationship would be the better way to phrase that. You know, relationship that everyone can see and all that. I don't want that. Like, no. Because sometimes, or really a lot of times, the more you reveal to the public as a relationship, the worse things can get. So, seriously. Or the more drama that can be added to your life. So, I don't want any unnecessary trouble. That's another thing. That's another video I need to make, y'all. Do not cause unnecessary trouble. It's literally what it is. It's unnecessary, so don't do it. But seriously, though, that's the thing, man. Just love is something else, man. And it's so fascinating because it's one of the main emotions and concepts that we are taught from a young age. But as far as my love life, yeah, it's just me and myself and I right now. So yeah, and that, like I said, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, if you y'all, my cat's nail is stuck in my pants. If you all really, you know, are fine with that, you know, being by yourself, that's totally fine. Don't let anyone try to shame you for that. You know, seriously. It's just people just need to learn, man, to leave people alone sometimes. But Sorry if you all saw the ice cream in my mouth. I'm sorry. That was really, I'm sorry. But, excuse me. I do not eat with my mouth open, y'all. That's not a good thing to do. But, definitely, man, you know, I love life is nothing right now. So that's the update on that. Because I wanted to bring that up, man. I know, like, and yeah, for your information, no, still haven't kissed a girl. And that's fine. That's A-okay with me. All right. Totally fine. But yeah. That's the thing, man. The bowl is gone. It's empty. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. Just want to have this mukbang, and quite a long mukbang. I mean, hey, I hope you all enjoy it though. And you know, for you all that are new, hope you enjoyed the mukbang. You know, if you all do want to know more about my love life, whoa, voice crack. If you all do want to learn more about my love life, let me know, and I'll make a video about it. Another thing, y'all, look, very, very short announcement. We're approaching 400 videos, and I will say some of this progress has kind of been affected through me making certain videos private, because sometimes I will say this: when you're in college, excuse me, when you're in college, you sometimes have to upload videos, and you have to upload videos to YouTube specifically, and sometimes that video is probably going to be public at first, but then you want to make it private. And so that's another reason why really I'm already kind of closer to 400 videos, but some of my videos are private due to that exact reason. But I will say there will be a 400th video special, and this is a video that I've been hiding for years. It's kind of cringy, kind of weird, definitely unexpected. And y'all know me, man. I just make YouTube videos for fun. I like making random YouTube videos, and hey, that's about it. So yeah, but I talk about life as well. But I think y'all are gonna enjoy it because it's a silly video. That's all I have to say. But overall, yes, that was the ice cream mukbang. And if you're watching this, maybe drop in the comment section if you ate while you watched this, and then tell me what you ate. Tell me what you thought about the mukbang. Share your ideas, you know. Give your comments on all the different topics that we covered, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, you know. Disagree with me. I said with me. I don't know. Whether you did disagree or agree with me, let me know. You know, hey, speak your mind. And other than that, eat some ice cream, chill, relax. Think about your love life, or not. Be satisfied with loneliness, or be satisfied by yourself. And from a serious note as well, think about your life. Talk about your life to yourself or to other people, because you never know how it may affect you or how it may affect others. But yeah, Stretch More back here again. Hope you all enjoyed the mukbang, and see you all later. Peace.